All right, we get the Dinar today, yeah, or the third puzzling card. It's finally when I get my Eye of Kazan. Doesn't. Good. Really? Hopefully PTR key. I mean, there's a chance the PTR just doesn't come up, right? Kill some raid bosses real quick. Sigil of the Algari Concordance. Yep, that's the sauce for sure. PTR testing starting like 24 minutes. Allegedly, yeah. The thing is, like, with the PTR, I mean, there's always... I feel like it almost always is, like, delayed a couple hours to when it comes up, but... I would love for it to start... Oh, new post is 12 PST. Are you serious? Wait, what?
2,
Wow.
1.
You want a piece of me?
Wait, Link? Wait, did they actually delay it 2 hours? Goddamn Blizzard.
Right it. Let's kickstart this. Ha! Forget this, I'm out.
Huh.
Hey, I just polished that.
Here's some tacos.
Forget this, I'm out. Just in time.
All good.
Ha!
And get ready to blast the one dungeon 20 times. I'm gonna do it one time. I got other shit to do today.
Forget this, I'm out. Forget this, I'm...
There's no Will? Yo, what up?
Let's kickstart this. Get in here and fix this. Forget this, I'm out.
The heat is brutal. Dude, I'm pretty sure it's less hot today than it was the last couple days.
Get these pipes. Check me out.
Nice work. Huh, that's one nuisance out of the way.
Good job, morons.
50 Fahrenheit? What the fuck?
My crew was
Dude, you
moving
high rolled.
in.
What the fuck?
Thanks for the extra time.
What is it here?
Ah, great. And the Galagio is sealed tight.
It's probably like
Clear out Galley
90
Witch's
something
cronies and
today.
See what can be salvaged. We'll put
It was
together
like
something
98
that'll
yesterday,
blast the
though.
doors off that casino.
It's 90. It's not that bad. Good morning. Good episode of The Bench. Dude, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh, it's fun. 75? What the fuck? Yeah, we got griefed.
It's the tussle of the century, folks. But what's this? Ladies and gents, it appears we have a surprise three-way battle in the Cauldron of Carnage tonight.
This is the hottest day here since 2016. Yeah, I mean a lot of the world was in a heat wave the last couple of days. One thing about the bench that's better than the potty C is that you know that you're always going to get consistent content too. Not a paid chatter, not a paid chatter.
Grab the syrup. We've got ourselves a pancake.
Growl in his tinfoil hat takes, dude. Those are so fucking funny. Growl's a conspiracy theorist. Two comments are always more entertaining too. Dude. Squishy was talking to Growl about it the other day. Squishy goes, Growl, you're turning heel on the comment section, and Growl was just laughing. So good. Dude, Squishy, we ended the podcast yesterday, and Squishy goes, I don't even know what position I was arguing in relationship to the one button rotation. Laughed. International Fairy Day. Oh my god. Shout out the Fae Guardians. Wish I was being great.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And here we go! The roar cannon firing up!
Wear a cowboy hat. Alright, 1 second. Let me beat up this big old monkey real quick. Dude, we've been playing Codenames until like 3 a.m. every single day. My sleep schedule is getting fucking ruined by Codenames. Codename Kids Next Door. Dorky is actually surprisingly very, very, very good at Codenames.
Oh, I could hear that crowd from all the way out here. Just don't let the fame go to your heads.
What's up, partner? Polio. That's right. That'd be crazy if it said polio. Yo, what's up, Terthal? Gareth, are you finally coming back to playing WoW? Terathor, you're also missing our mandated codename sessions that start at 2 a.m. EST. That's great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. The video is very polarizing. I think it's interesting because if you read the comment, like I think a lot of I was talking like a Vade about this. He was a little bit surprised at how many people actually ended up agreeing with the one button rotation being harmful for the game long term. Dude, Allie's keeping Greg up until like 2 a.m. PST to play Codenames. One, two, three button rotations, combos instead. Yeah, it could have been something like that. I think that like if they genuinely believe that the rotation is too complicated, I don't think the solution is then to remove. I don't think the solution is then to just go ahead and remove the rotation from the game for a lot of people. Like that, it's not even necessarily that it's. I think it could be decent, but I think it's just like too widely encompassing as to the people who would want to use it at its current state. Because like I think that there's an audience for it, but I just think that the audience that currently stands for it is just like too wide. One button rotation for Druid tank. Well, I mean, there's also I think that there's also a fundamental issue where it doesn't work for tanks and healers, and that's like really troll. The fact that it doesn't work for tanks and healers, like, why not?
Rick, reverb here! Time to get down!
It makes perfect sense, especially as the difficulty gets harder. You hate to share your attention between rotation and other mechanics. I mean, I think that the rotation is more of a core part of the game than doing mechanics. Like, imagine if it worked in reverse, where Blizzard only created bosses that had no mechanics, and then the only thing that mattered was your ability to be able to do your rotation and meet a DPS check.
5,
Is
4,
that especially
3,
fun?
2, 1.
I don't think so. I guess I don't really know for certain, but I think it would be just an objectively worse game. I like the challenge, and you know, World of Warcraft is largely praised for its combat, and then you just like remove rotations, and that changes the combat very drastically, right? Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do get why some people like it. I just think long term it's harmful for the game, right? Because like I think that it's one of those things that, and this is obviously this is projecting my thoughts onto it. I think long term, people who will
LB Slay.
Yo, what up? I think that people will long term, if they're utilizing the one button rotation, will be less likely to play the game. For me, a one button rotation is equal to using aimbot in an FPS game. Yeah, I think Grau had a really good analogy about Portal. I mean, I called it like an infinite money hack in like GTA or something like that. Where yeah, it's fun to kind of play like that, but that's not the only way. Like, especially if you're playing your first time through, that's not especially fun, and like it reduces the replayability long term, in my opinion. I think the one button assist is pretty good. I think that I would continue to iterate on the one button assistant, or not the one button assistant. I think the rotation assistant, I would continue to iterate on that, because I think it's like, I actually think that Hikili's still much better than the rotation assistant, not just because of it pulling from past data, but there's a couple of things I think Hikili does that's like very nice. Instead of it being attached to your action bar, it's actually attached to a different frame that you can actually move around on your screen. And I think that it also telling you a couple buttons in advance what you should be looking to press, and giving you the alert that your like cooldown is available, that kind of thing. I think that those are the kind of things that I actually think that the rotation assistant should take note from Hikili. I heard you said it's okay to be bad. Well, I mean, we're in an era of gaming where, you know, a lot of people believe, they kind of come into this mindset of, why am I trying if it's not giving like 100% effort, right, at being the best I possibly can in every single situation that I'm in, which on one hand I understand, because I can be like that too, but at the same time it's like, there's no problem with like being bad. My kid is 9 and plays a lot of Roblox. She wanted to play WoW, something the one button rotation is good for her. I thought about it, and she really wants to stay in the game for years, and I wanted to learn how to use everything, not be stuck on the one button rotation. I think that like for her, yeah, exactly. I do think for her it's actually good. I think the one button rotation is good, but then we're talking about power, right? So for her, largely the content that she's, and I'm just speculating here, largely the content that she's going to be doing is, we're talking about like seeing the world style content, right? She's gonna walk around, she's gonna do LFR, she might do some level 0 delves, we might see some follower dungeons, probably stuff like mount farming, mog farming in the old world, where you shouldn't need anything more than actually just mashing your keyboard, right? Because the one button rotation used to exist in the past, and it was called mashing your keyboard, right? Like that was effectively not knowing your rotation and just hitting your fucking buttons. That was keyboard mashing, and for a lot of people, it was effective. Now you have something that's better, that's more cohesive. But there's, for her, especially if she's, you know, I'm speculating here, but especially if she's like doing old world content and mount farming and leveling characters, you could do that at like a 50% damage loss and be fine. It's only an issue whenever you start to take the game like semi-competitively, right? You get into a semi-competitive mode where you're looking at maybe clearing something as high as like heroic raid, or you would read a guide or watch a guide, right? That's inherently a more hardcore task than some people are willing to do, which is totally fine. This is everybody plays at different levels. So once you kind of take that first step forward, if the advice that a lot of the higher end people who write the guides or whatever give you is, you should turn on the one button rotation, that's going to be really weird. Like, I think that and I don't think that and I think that for me gives cause for concern. You can do overworld stuff at 80% damage loss and it barely matters. Yeah, exactly. I think the assisted thing will probably be better for her than the one button rotation. I think the thing that matters the most is like, it's like whatever she is enjoying, right? Like, if she's enjoying hitting a rotation, doesn't really matter. Like long term, like with the 9-year-old.
5, 4.
You know, I mean, they're 9. Like, it's about just having fun. It's like low stress, right? Like, no matter what you do, as long as they're having fun, it doesn't really matter.
Ain't seen nothing yet.
I'm a competitive raider. My wife used to play, but also enjoys casual raiding. She quit because it was so toxic for her to play. Now she's the one button. Is having fun again. Well, yeah, exactly. So, okay, I guess I have a question. Why did she quit? You said it was toxic for her to play, but like, I guess I would like that elaborated on a little bit further. I just popped my cooldowns and the boss went immune. I'm like that Gingy clip. Where you just fucking combusted into the immune boss.
Time to check
Except
out
I'm not killing this guy with mythic. I'm not really paying attention. Checkmate, yeah, idiot.
burn it.
I don't think it's a hot take for her to be having fun.
Get wrecked. Ain't seen nothing yet.
She couldn't perform well, so she would get flamed and kicked from groups. It's borderline abusive for her and Pug.
Touch it clean.
So my gut reaction is this not a problem with the skill ceiling of the game being too high and the skill floor being too low? Like, to me, that's like a game problem, unless like the solution in my mind isn't give somebody one button that removes gameplay from a lot of people, right? The solution is for Blizzard to go in and really they have to just think about like how specs are designed and like how powerful specs are and why they're so complicated. It does sound like a community problem, but at the same time, it's like, is the solution to that, like, okay, obviously for her it doesn't fucking matter. Like as an individual, you'll just do the thing that gives you the most joy. But I do tend to worry that like people who are utilizing the one button rotation long term won't have the same enjoyment out of the game that you otherwise could have. That's kind of like the concern.
What's shaking? Glad I could help.
Obviously,
Have a
it's
good
not.
one.
It's just my thoughts, right? Like I'm projecting my thoughts, but
Keep your ear to the ground.
all right, get the cousin. Broken.
I will do my duty.
Sucker on. Yeah.
Go carefully.
It's kind of this, there's this, I would say fringe. I actually think it's like a pretty large group of people that care about performance, but they care about performance, but they don't care enough about performance that they really like are able or want to put in a ton of time to actually get good, right? And so the one button rotation is fantastic for them, but I believe it's actively harmful for their experience long term that the one button rotation is fantastic for them. Because, I mean, they're less, in my mind, they're less likely to play long term. Now, for her, she quit because she thought the game was too hard for her. But then I think that the solution, I don't believe, is to give somebody a one button rotation. I think it's actually like the rotation assist, like the highlighted feature should in theory be really good for her, right? Or utilizing something like Hikeli. I think should be like that to me is the accessibility that she kind of needs to kind of give her the understanding of how to do her rotation. There's no rotation assist helping 10 button rotations though. I mean, I don't think that I don't think a lot of specs, I don't think a lot of specs actually have that many more buttons than they did back in Mist of Pandaria. Most people, if you talk to them about MoP, they wouldn't have said spec design was like too complicated, but they would say it about current iterations of World of Warcraft. And why wouldn't they say that spec design was too complicated? Largely because, I mean, you had similar buttons, but the buttons themselves, you knew what they did. Now every button that you look at has a bunch of different modifiers, right? So let's take Starfire, for example. Starfire. Or, hold on, let's go to Lynn's Chosen. I bet Starfire has like 10 different modifiers right here. Starfire. So this is kind of the thing, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 modifiers, 10, 11 modifiers on Starfire, right? So it's because the base ability it's not doing what it's supposed to do. It's doing what it's supposed to do plus 11 other abilities worth of things, right? So whenever you take that into effect, or take that into like your mind, you realize that every ability is kind of like that, where it's not just the ability on its own, it's how all 11 other talents work with it, and it's kind of multiplicative, right? You don't really know how the ability works anymore unless you understand how all of those talents work. And so then of course you're going to largely not be able to grasp the depth of each and every single ability, which is fucking stupid. Like, I think that's why the game is a little bit too complicated. Yeah, that's part of the base UI. Yeah. Why is heroic the line? Let people play with the one button. So I don't think that heroic is inherently the line. I think the line is the point in which players are becoming competitive, right? And I think that people would largely agree that heroic raid and getting AOTC is a more competitive endeavor. And I think that there are social pressures that are attached to playing in a heroic level guild or doing heroic raid. And I think that these social pressures are when the one button rotation starts to become problematic. Because if you prefer to just, explore the open world and utilize the one button rotation, and you're doing it in largely solo player content where you don't care about your damage, then it doesn't matter. But the point at which you care about your damage and then somebody tells you to turn on the one button rotation, that is the part where the game has largely failed you. If you're being effectively forced to turn on the one button rotation because it's going to be such a large damage loss, because it's not, Grau said it great on the podcast this week, because it's not actually for you. It's not for you. It's for the other 19 people that you're playing with. And your wife did this too, right? The one button rotation wasn't for her. It was for the people that she's playing with to fuck off, right? And stop talking to her. Like, they needed to stop being toxic, right? It wasn't for her. It's not for her enjoyment. It's for the other, 4 people that are in her dungeon to shut up and to not talk to me, right? Details should only show your DPS, don't at me. That would be crazy. Do the one button for 2 days and swap to assist and enjoys that much more because she doesn't feel like she's on an autopilot. Yeah, I think that the assist is like, I think that the assist is like really good accessibility for most players in the game, especially if they're like trying to learn the game. I think that something that Blizzard should go is, I think that Blizzard should go a step further, and Word Up had a really good tweet about this, is in the spellbook they should have another tab in the spellbook that tells you roughly what your goals should be with your rotation. It doesn't have to be super elaborate or anything. I mean, I understand how to seek out this information because I've played this game for 10 years and I'm like the sweatiest of sweats. But most people don't really understand how to seek out that information. And I remember whenever I first started the game, I was like, why do you have to download all these motherfucking add-ons? This game sucks. Like, that was largely my thought process was, dude, I have to download add-ons for this and this and this. This game is garbage. Which, like, fair point. But the same thing goes with the rotation. Why do you have to go to a third-party site to figure out how to do your rotation? Like, is that not a huge, like, error on Blizzard's end? In time walking, I told to turn on the one button rotation. All right, well that's just disrespectful. Like, but I think that like once players start to become more competitive, that's where it becomes, you say, why does this matter? It doesn't affect you, and it doesn't affect me. It actually affects me probably the least out of most people because I'm not concerned about people getting out DPS by the one button rotation, but I worry that some people are going to be pressured by their peers to utilize the one button rotation whenever they otherwise wouldn't have and don't want to. And I think that the amount of people that are going to get pressured, because I've seen how good it is, that's the concerning part, right? Is it's whenever it's so good You know, say it actually allowed you to parse a 99% on everything, right? Let's take it to the logical conclusion where there's very few people that could actually out DPS it, and it becomes more common that people are using it than not. I think that is a worse game experience. Like if the more people that like if you're actively utilizing it, I think that for most people it's just not a very fun game experience. And you've removed a lot of gameplay from some people. And now some people think that, doing your rotation isn't very fun gameplay. I'm never going to be able to... I don't think that, like... So if you believe that, I'm probably never going to be able to convince you that, of the argument that I'm making, which, fair. Like, I don't think that... Not everybody has to agree. But I personally enjoy playing my character and doing my rotation. And I think that whenever you strip that down into one singular button, it just becomes a lot less enjoyable of a game long term. Holy moly. You got the Mechagon bracers? I wouldn't mind one button rotation outside of Mythic Plus and raids. I think that that's totally reasonable too, right? Like, I think in open world content, I think even if you're utilizing it in, I think follower dungeons and like LFR, I think those are totally fine points to actually be able to utilize the one button rotation. I don't like the concept of like locking it down to the point where it just won't work if you go into other content. That to me feels kind of jank from like a game design perspective, which is why I would have imposed a 50% DPS penalty or something like that. Because you can still do LFR and you can still do follower dungeons with like a 50% DPS penalty on the one button. That's like not that big of a deal. Yeah. No. We charge bolt's largely dead. So on single target, it is. It kind of depends on your stats. In Sims, it was mostly the versatility proc one. Is that charge touch? Looking. Let me look. Gotta look. Static charge. The static charge is largely the best one on single target, but it was only by like 0.1%. And then Spark Burst was largely the best one for Mythic Plus. When Max says his once per expansion class feedback, the most common thing he hears from class experts is my class is boring. I think... Yeah, I mean, those are the most sweaty and try-hard of players. I think that Moonkin's rotational complexity has come down a lot, and a lot of people actually praise it as fun because of the rotational complexity going down. I personally think that it was better in different iterations where you actually had like, I think that the issue with Moonkin's rotation is that there's lack of payoff, but people will say their class is boring and not be able to articulate exactly why. Is Boomy safe pick for season 3? Nobody knows. But I think that the bigger issue isn't, whenever you start to talk about class complexity, I think that the Dragonflight talents really, I do tend to think that the spec can be boring while class complexity can be high, right? But the class complexity can be high for all the wrong reasons. You look at all these Starfire modifiers that I talked about earlier, right? I mean, look, we counted 11 Starfire modifiers. Most of them just are like, yeah, Starfire gives you a little bit more astral power whenever you're Starfiring an additional target. Starfire can proc an additional dot on a target that then gives you bonus damage whenever you have 3 dots on a target. Starfire has more crit strike chance. You're just like, instant cast Starfires occasionally. Now, whenever you have Nature's Grace, you get increased haste. And largely, for most people, they're not going to think about these things, but they should. Like, you're supposed to think about them, but you're probably not. Where's the PTR? Apparently, they said that the PTR wasn't gonna be coming up for another 2 hours or something like that, or it's not gonna be fixed or something like that for 2 hours. Let me look. Let's go see. I think they changed the time at which it was gonna. Mythic Plus did start. You show me your party frames and sell? Oh, let me go back. I'll back in the retail. Starfire the wrong target in Dragonfly Season 1? Yeah, we definitely did do that. That was grief. That was because Soul of the Forest back then did more Starfire damage whenever you would Starfire. Like it was like area of effect damage increased by 120% on Starfire AoE, which was incredibly problematic to the point where they ended up having to rework it, of course. So that got reworked for obvious reasons. Can't be Starfiring your wrong target. Venthyr Booming was the most fun to play IMO. There's a lot of people that thought that Venthyr Moonkin was too complicated. Like, I tend to think... I liked Venthyr Moonkin. I was definitely a Venthyr merchant. I thought it was fun. At the same time, I understand why... I understand why players believe it to be too complicated. Because whenever your rotation is polarized like that, then it's all condensed down into one singular, like, 30-second window of burst, and if you fuck up, you have to be global perfect for 30 seconds. A lot of people are just... The only thing that you could do to mess up is not cast 3 seconds in a 30-second window, and that was really hard for a lot of people because they're not good, right? There's just a lot of people who are not good, and they can't... they're not good enough to cast for 30 seconds consecutively. M Plus is supposed to be on the PTR today. We're only supposed to get Echo Dome Aldani, but it was supposed to come up now, or supposed to come up 15 minutes ago, but they apparently pushed back the testing 2 hours. What are your thoughts on them not allowing any demon hunter specs and break the meta? Well, they have metamorphosis, so I mean, I don't think that they should be able to... They can't break metamorphosis. I mean, it's just not a thing. Yeah? No shaman specs allowed either? Well... Fuck shamans. I'm gonna assassinate you. I thought that was good. Guys, by the way... Never mind. I will not speak. Wait, was this not my character that I made? I thought I bought tier gear on this guy. Did I take it off? I gotta turn on some more add-ons, I think. Oh wait, Cell? Is Cell gonna work on the PTR? That's gonna be fucking lit. I need Plater as well. Both of those work. We're back. What embellishments do you run? I run double dusk thread, whatever the versatility one is. Plater's working for you on the PTR? Bet. I got some business in Bellameth. We're gonna hit some dummies for a sec. Like I set up my UI first. In the past, I made an attempt to at least allow one spec from every class to participate, but they were doing away with that. Yeah. I think my thoughts are that it needs to be less pure data driven and give a little bit more how would I describe it? If you give it a more, like, human touch and less of like a rope and less of like a computer generated touch, I think it probably becomes a little bit better experience. Community polling. Maybe community polling would be better. You just have them pick the top 5 specs that they want banned. The thing is like right now, there's only one like meta comp, right? I don't know. I don't really know why they don't. I don't know why they don't just ban the top 5 specs and that we just call that a day. Isn't the meta a meta because of the total sum of value of the comp? Well, yeah, but that's not. Listen, you're arguing their feelings with facts. But yes. L opt. You're absolutely right though. L opt. About import bang import. Yes. Oh wait, Diaz, what did you want to know about Cell, man? You want to see my party frames or something? Oh, this is fucked. I cannot for the life of me get my Dios to anchor properly. Indicators. Not showable. Which debuffs? You're not talking about these debuffs, right? You're talking about what? Raid debuffs. Oh, what the fuck am I even looking at? Party. I was looking at the wrong ones anyways. Okay, let me see. So in raid debuffs, what do you have? Or do you have it anchoring to the right spot? I would go into like follower dungeons, by the way, and fuck with this. So you're looking at I think you're looking at raid debuffs. I think is what is the debuffs that you're trying to look at. And then I would I don't know. Relative to unit button. Actually it might be offset too far. I'm not really 100% sure. No. You're oh. Left or right? I think debuffs are something else. Yeah. Debuffs are largely something else. Debuffs are always some other nonsense. They're always orienting the light right to left. That is weird. That is weird. I actually don't know why. Makes you feel any better, my UI is kind of fucked. Sell on the PTR. Let's see. First Forge. Next. Release type. Ah. I'm gonna follow dungeons. Like, do I sell unit frames? Oh, I mean, I have to actually. Yeah. You know what I was thinking. Follower dungeons are OP for fixing your UI. That's all they're good for, though. My party frames look okay. My unit frames are... My personal unit frames are fucked. How do you feel about mythic gear acquisition? I feel like I always have a conversation with people who... that want it all week one, but I don't know what for, since they seem to only do AOTC and 12s, and then quit and complain that they need 3-month seasons. What do I think about gear acquisition and WoW? Wait, I have a one button. I have the one button on. What the fuck is going on? What was I doing with this? I was using Cell. I mean, I use Cell for my buffs and debuffs and party friends, stuff like that. I don't know. I think that people feel very entitled to getting basically gear as fast as possible, like speed running gear. I think that it is generally kind of harmful to people sometimes. But I think that getting gear is the fun part of the game, right? I don't think it's that unreasonable to be like getting gear is the most important part of the game for a lot of people. I feel like half of these issues unlock mythic gear for non-mythic raiders because, like, who cares? Yeah, I actually agree with that. It's like getting gear is the most fun part of the game, and I especially early on, I don't feel like it's gate kept too much, or like I think it's gate kept the right amount. But later on, like, fuck it, I don't care. Like, whatever. Just didn't move this. What's the best way to gear up this season or next season as a solo DPS player? My Hunter's 633 at the moment. I do Delves. Delves are pretty good. Yeah, Delves are good, and then once you can get into 10s, yeah, it'll be chill. I always just wonder, since for me I care about my gears progression, it means to progress content, like number go up and cool, but it feels like they only care about number up, go up and dip. Well, yeah, I mean that's largely what a lot of people do, right? They care about seeing the content, right? But they only care about seeing the content like a couple of times. Whereas like you're trying to play the content like consistently, right? They're trying to see it just a couple of times and then bail. Target frames. Bang. And put that motherfucker up here too. Bang. Save. I don't need any of that shit. That mode. Oh, that shit matters. Like half the stuff with Cell is broken. Okay. Also, why is my cast bar so big? I don't even need this to be perfect. It just needs to be serviceable. Um, Disable their power bar. I don't care. Oh, that's power text. A player cast bar. Like, I don't even know, half the width. How long is this thing? 220? Okay. Line it up close enough. Oops. All right, this will probably be good enough. Target buffs and debuffs. Disable all that shit. Oh, I just disabled the entire thing. I'll actually turn on debuffs. Actually, if it overlaps with my frames, they'll freak out. But like, whatever, don't matter. Man is wasting his NPC's times. Yeah, that's right. Definitely delves. He gets hero track in the vault and drops at least champion track and bountiful delves. Yeah, I think that delves are probably the best. That's what I did whenever I was doing my 0 to hero my shaman. It was largely delves to begin with, and then once I had enough gear to actually be able to do 10s, I just like started slamming 10s. You know, 1-for-1 copy paste your UI. Well, I did, and then it was fucked because we're on the fucking PTR. Unless I'm doing something wrong, but I just do 10s. Am I bad at the game? In the scope of like everybody who plays the game, probably not. I mean, there are levels, right? I don't think I'm like. I think conventionally people would say that you're probably, I don't say bad. Okay. I think bad is really subjective. I think conventionally people will probably say that you're bad at the game. Yeah, I don't think it's like necessarily that black and white like that. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty. I would say doing tens is like fairly average. I think tens is achievable by like anybody who plays the game. Like if you want to, I think tens are achievable by everybody who plays the game. It just depends on your drive and like ambitions, right? People talk like tens are the easiest thing ever. Tens are. I would describe them as like. I would say tens are like entry level dungeons, yeah. When do you think you need more skill or knowledge, or what key level? Probably 12s, yeah. 12s are things that start becoming a little bit more lethal. I don't think you like actually need a lot of game knowledge to do 12s. If I'm gearing healer, can I heal delves or should I switch to shadow? You can heal delves. You should turn Brand to tank Brand though. It depends on who you are as a person. Like for me, I don't know. 12s are normally like mechanics. If you've played the game for a long enough time, mechanics telegraph to the point where you kind of know what every single mechanic does without having to get killed by it. And so having that skill is like pretty nice. I was talking to Nagura about this a while ago, where somebody was like, how are you doing this? How are you doing these dungeons without having... How are you doing this dungeon on like a 16 without ever having done the dungeon before? And she was like, well, I don't really need to know... I don't really need to know what the dungeon is. Or like, I don't have to have done the dungeon to be able to do this on a 16. Like, I see... It's a fucking swirly. Like, get out of that. What else? That work? Oh, I hit cancel. I'm a bot. Not local PTR updates in my area. So they pushed back the PTR testing 2 hours. Bot behavior. I am a bot. I am a bot for that for sure. I think that 12s are like where dungeons start to become a little bit more real, and you're kind of expected to be able to pilot your character at a certain level and I don't say know what the dungeons do, but at least know enough about what the dungeons do. I feel like that's a failure in Blizzard's part, that you can just telegraph every single mechanic on a dungeon you've never done. I feel like it's a failure on Blizzard's part if you can't tell what every mechanic kind of does. Like roughly, right? Like you don't need to know every single mechanic, but can you just imagine, like, because the stuff that's hidden normally feels really bad whenever it's hidden, and you end up getting killed off by some nonsense, right? Like frontals and random leaving strikes on mobs and stuff like that. That stuff always just feels really bad. Because the alternative sounds like, yeah, exactly. The alternative sounds like shit, right? Sounds like I'm getting beat up by a mob that I don't know. Like, if you don't know, I feel like it's always an issue if you don't know why you died. My PC crash? What the fuck is going on? Okay, that was weird. Computer like almost crashed. What the fuck? Very strange. You can hear me, but the video is fucked? What? Back to being fixed? Auto hotkey strikes back. You're running at 10 frames a minute. Everything looks fine on my end. But strange. You know what's crazy now? Now my stream is delayed like 30 seconds compared to where it was. That is weird. What the fuck is going on? Going back to the old days where there's a larger stream delay. What time is PTR testing for keys? It was supposed to start like 30 minutes ago, but they pushed it back 2 hours. So we got like an hour and a half until allegedly it starts. The anti-stream sniping tech is working well. Yeah, all it took is my computer to almost just like crash. I'll check. How do we upgrade our belts? That's a good question that I don't actually know the answer to. Quest from Dragan. Oh, Dagran. I call that guy Dragan. Are PTR Dungeons up? Not for another hour and a half, allegedly. Oh, look at the trinkets that they got. What is this cast bar doing here? Look at some of these trinkets. Car extraordinaire. What you got for me, bro? Wait. They're only available. Materializer. Is this not just a? Is this? We're not getting metery back, right? Why the fuck is this on here? We're not getting dark flame either. They're just giving us all the dungeon. Are any trinkets like turbo OP? Or these ones good? You can't even buy them? Oh, it worked. Eventually. Oh, this thing's broken. 2-minute cooldown? Alright. Don't mind if I do. Like, what's 15% of my HP? Really? Healers are so strong, they can just heal me, yeah? This one? Is this one? Like, I mean... Yeah. Hello? Game? To be able to buy it at a mythic level, you have to kill the boss on mythic, yeah. Use the rest. No, not 15 minutes until dungeons are up. So the dungeons are supposed to be up in another hour 15, I think. The int 2-piece trinket plus staff is crazy OP. What is that? Hold on. Int users get a 2-set combo. That shit sounds broken. I'm glad that I'm raiding again. That's good. That's good. That's good for me. Good for the vibes. Bring back cock cam. All that. Dismantled Vaticore.
Fucking Tettles. Fuck that guy.
Yo, thank you for the reset. Welcome back. Alright, so we got this bullshit on use trinket. It's a force. There's 4 potential pieces. What is this shit? What are the rest of these? Void glass? Something. These are all just different weapons? Is that what's going on here? Do they all have the same proc on them, I guess, is a better question. Where's a Sovereign Blade? Oh, I probably can't use a Sovereign Blade. It's probably a sword, isn't it, huh? I found an exploit skip in Eco Dome to get to the second boss first. Blizzard's gonna fucking ban your ass. I mean, this is the time to find shit like that, yeah? Also, is that even useful? I'm gonna be honest. Is that even useful? Could be a dagger. Yeah, there is a There is a dagger. I was looking at stats on this. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be better. Time to put a shredded. Dude, that is the most grief shit ever. You guys know Operation Floodgate? If you go to the right after the very first area, everybody on the PTR always went to the right first and just ran at Big Mama as the first pull of the dungeon with Bloodlust. And then Blizzard put 3 fucking random they just 1 week added a Blood Warper, and then people found a different path, and then the next week they added a fucking Shreddinator, and then people found a different path, and they added another goddamn Shreddinator. Fucking Blizzard. It's actually so fucking funny. Time to put a Shreddinator. No, I don't think... Surely Sackbrew didn't get removed, yeah? That'd be weird. I was looking for enchants. That's what I was looking for. I want a weapon enchantment. Radiant Power.
Take care of yourself. No one else will.
There's Void Touch Fragment. What does this thing even do? People were saying that the weapon combo is broken. So I'm not really sure. But what's Void Touch Fragment? What is this even from? Dark. Oh, it's a delve trinket. Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea. God, I fucking hope not. God, you were cooking, but I don't know if it's good or bad. I think it's bad, but I'm not even positive. You were cooking, but I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's a meal or if it's awful. The only reason we voted for that piece of shit dungeon, I don't think Aura's that bad. I want to try some nonsense. Okay, that works. Thus removing Sackbrood. It'd be wild if Sackbrood would be the thing that they removed. Glasses. I really hope the last boss is slightly less terrible. My biggest problem with the dungeon. Oh yeah, yeah. Squishy was telling me about the boss earlier, about how soaking the. I think that like from here. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find the video that Squishy gave us. Squishy. Oh, maybe it's not. Would have been put in our show notes. Oh yeah. So like basically the last boss. This shit's way too loud. So every single time it does the ceremonial dagger cast, you have to soak your ad, and so you want to play like fairly close to the boss. If you don't end up soaking your ad, then I think if you soak it, you get a damage amp, and if you don't soak it, you get slowed. So if you soak it, then you get 10% damage, 10% healing. What happens if you don't soak it? Oh, they are fixing Aura, allegedly. This boss apparently is kind of cooked. I think it's a little bit hard. I wouldn't be shocked if they end up changing it by the end of the PTR, though. But, like, just at a glance, this fight looks a little bit hard. Because then it has... So this isn't bad. Or that's not hard, rather. It might... Some people might think it's fucking annoying. But you do get like a damage amp on this, and then you get a damage amp for soaking. But then there's this Eternal Weave cast, which summons 4 clones of your guy. But if they get hit, so you have 6 seconds to move into it, and if it gets hit, you have to basically figure out which one you have to go soak first. And if you don't soak it fast enough, then it gets hit by the Eternal Weave beam and kills it. And basically, I don't want to say kills you, but then you get slowed, and then you effectively just die. Slowed in a dot, yeah, something like that. We're gonna reduce the clones from 3 to 2 before going live. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So something will get changed about this. I think it's a little bit. I think that mechanic right there is just a little bit too hard, I would say, for the average player. Not like it's impossible either. Alright, you guys want to see some shit? fuck are my talents? Hold on. I gotta change my talents. I'm wearing some nonsense. Nobody say anything. Let's get that cast part out of there. I think I was wearing some fucking bullshit Gallywix talents that I definitely did not need to be wearing. It's a cool idea. Yeah, I think it's a cool idea. I think it's... I think the issue with it isn't the mechanic itself. I think the issue with it is you have to identify which ad you need to soak within a 6-second period and be fast enough to soak it within a 6-second period. And I think that like, if you just gave people like 3 more seconds or something like that, it could be good. I think it's like I think it's an interesting mechanic, and the fact that you get like stacking damage amps is like sweet. But I think that like there's gonna be a lot of people who are just pretty bad. But yeah, they changed the Arakar last boss. I think they made it not go on everyone. The waves not go on everyone, and I think the waves do a lot less damage if they hit you or something bullshit like that. I think the 6 seconds kind of fake on the first one because the clone takes a second to spawn. Yeah, I think it's like it's more just an issue of you have to be able to quickly assess which ad you're supposed to be soaking and then get over there. Okay. What is the Dryad tier set buff? I'm just gonna press in a card. Dryad's favor. Oh. I just want to track this buff because I got business with this buff. What to do here? Wow. Waves just go on DPS. Is that real?
Fucking Tettles. Fuck that guy.
Yo, what up?
PP Poa Poa.
Welcome back. Thank you for the resub. Definitely. And then display manual icon. I don't know, Dryad. Let's put this lady on her. I need stacks to be shown too, I think. Wah. What are your thoughts on the Boomy tier sets for 11-2? I actually think the Boomy tier sets are sick. Personally. Maybe this is just added text. Sent S. Anchor to frames. Anchor bottom right to frames inner bottom right. Something like that. The Keeper of the Grove one's crazy. I will not speak. I will not speak. Shit, I accidentally used one of my charges. Okay, so what the fuck did I just do? That's wrong. First off, I don't know how that's on my bar. I will not speak. I'll show you guys in a sec. Combat. I'm trying to get this weak aura fucking fixed. Yeah, it's because Keeper of the Grove is fucking broken. But it's got nothing to do with me. My lips are sealed. Is PTR Dungeon out? It's supposed to be out. It was supposed to be out an hour ago, but they pushed back testing. Listen, I deserve this. Moonkin's been bad in raid for a while. All right. All right, it's time. You guys ready to see some shit? It's time. My Delve belt doesn't have. Okay, no, it actually does. It's apparently it's equipped with Spark Burst, but I couldn't change it. Did I press Starfire or Wrath during Incar? Starfire. You got the cloak. Wait, is there a cloak? Is there a cloak that I need? Oh, the Reshi wraps. Oh shit, can you get those on the PTR? It's impressive how many bench episodes you guys get out. Dude, we just enjoy recording the bench. Like, I think that's the bit. If you do the campaign, do I need to do the campaign? How long does this shit take? I griefed. I need a duration on this Dryad expiring, man. CH Death is gone? Oh no. Takes like 30 minutes? 10 seconds. Dryad. I need to be able to see the buff on this. Spell this. I found the spell. Let me see this thing. Law. Okay, so I actually don't want the speed drive spheres icon, manual icon. This, bang. And then duplicate Dryad trigger aura from what was the second aura? Oh, I got this. Well, oh, it's gonna be a little bit complicated, huh? Don't matter. Probably doesn't do anything different. Okay, so that's good. Now back to this. Manual icon, Dryad. So I only need a progression on this, right? I'm pretty sure. So now I can actually see these. This is good. Just craft a 681 cloak. Yeah, it'll probably be fine. I didn't use my trinket. I'm a bot. All right, now we're gonna sit here for 40 seconds without pressing Star Surge, and we're just gonna wrath. All right. It's actually not this long, but we're gonna wait until our trees are up, and now we're gonna press trees and celestial alignment and 58 million Star Surge. Bang! Big fucking damn! The future is now. Oh, and now we got AFK again. Actually, yeah. Now we have the AFK again. We can't press Star Search for another 30 seconds until our trees come back up. All right, now I'm AFK. It's probably bad to do a second time. It's probably good to do with the second CA though. Wait, actually? Yeah, actually. I could do some bullshit. I can make it bigger if you want. Is overcapping really the new gameplay loop? Listen, don't talk if you don't know. Chrono got his highest crit to 153 mil. The server's shutting down in 15 minutes. They're on to me. But the server shut down now! They took me offline. They saw too much. They saw too much. Now what? Yeah, caught. Got him. Yo, what's up, J-Funk? Yeah, isn't this the time that you're supposed to look at that? swear Donald Trump's Truth Social posts read like they're fucking satire. Like... It's actually just a fucking hilarious. It literally just reads like satire. Oh, fuck, that's funny. Israel, do not drop those bombs. If you do, it's a major violation. Bring your pilots home now. It's like, God damn it. They're so fucking good. Dude, the one that you sent me the other day, so I was like, dude, this is insane. This is so fun. Did I hear former President Medvedev from Russia casually throwing around the N-word nuclear? It's saying that he and other countries would supply nuclear warheads to Iran. Did he really say that, or is this a figment of my imagination? If he did say that and it's confirmed, please let me know immediately. It's like... the N-word nuclear. Like, what are you fucking talking about? Is this real? Yeah, yes. You see, that's the part, is that they're real, which is like... They said the N-word that said nuclear is wild to me. Yeah, that's exactly why it's so fucking funny. Are you just like, what? Did he really say the N-word? Nuclear. Oh shit. Oh. Did you see where he said they don't know what the fuck they're doing live? Well, no, I actually didn't, but I think that's more based. I think he's more real for that than some of the shit that he's posting on Truth Social. Yeah. Bro, the best way to get better at any game is to play with people better than you. Same is true with geese. I agree with that. Oh, shit. Operation Irani Freedom, bro. I gotta turn on the fucking PTR. I'm ready to do some keys. I was busy testing. You said Corona hit 150 million Star Search credit? Is that real? Hard R. Alright. Is the dungeon live? Not yet. It was supposed to be an hour and a half ago or something like that. But then they pushed back the testing a little bit. Brazilian. Oh, Borealis? Oh, well, the Borealis dummies take more damage, I think. Listen, I can go fuck up the Borealis dummy too, if you want. Let me in. Interdimensional mud jaw. You stick this playlist on YouTube Music? Hell no. Hello, Farfa. How you doing today, buddy? Struggling to pick a main for next season? Oh my gosh. I think some of these tier sets are about to get, like, absolutely shot in the head real quick. Soon. Like, I think both Ellie and Enhanced Stormbringer's tier sets are gonna get shot. Apparently Beastmaster and Windwalker tier sets are also broken, but I don't know what the sitch is with either of those. Play Mage, dude, I'm not built for Mage. But Farfa might be built for Mage. Moonkin best spec next year, maybe. If they don't nerf the tier set, yeah, probably. Yo, what up? What up, Sue? There is no chill. When in doubt, play a Blood DK. That's right. Druid and Evoker. I mean, the Keeper of the Grove tier set is going to get nerfed, but or it might get changed. I actually think it's more likely to get changed than get nerfed. Yo, turn the motherfucking servers back on. I'm trying to play. You're raiding next year? I am. Yeah, I'm in nerfed. Yes, I am. I can't wait for grip fights next year with no A-bomb limb. Yeehaw. Honestly, that's kind of a buff for our guild, right? Since we didn't have that stupid-ass Blood Death Knight. We never actually had access to the grips anyway, so fuck it, right? Like, I mean, it's like a buff for us. It's like evening the playing field. Raid guides? I don't know about raid guides. Dratinus did raid guides in the past? Are you talking about as like PTR videos? Dude, I got so much I normally have so much shit going on that I think that raid guides are normally kind of like a lost cause. Let's go talk to Daggeran and get our belt upgrade. Oh, he did proper boss guides? Oh. That's just got nothing to do with me. I think I would maybe be more compelled to do them if they actually got like really good views. But people don't care, so I will not be doing them. Because that's a lot of effort, and for it to not get good viewership is like almost not worth my time. Yeah, I knew that he did both PTR and real boss guides. Final Boss TV.
Did you find
Dude, that guy was a weirdo.
Make sure to take notes.
I think the supercut TLDR boss guides are pretty great. Yeah, I mean, I think that those are the wave for how you do boss guides, but I think it's like that's just a lot of effort. I watched a 10-minute guide for one boss. Yeah, exactly. He's unbanned now. Throw him a host. No, I will be doing no such thing. When Liquid and Echo already have their own boss guides, what's the point? Yeah, that's part of it. I think it's also like... It is genuinely a lot of effort to do boss guides. Like, raid boss guides. And if they don't... Like, raiding is getting smaller, not larger. And the views on raid boss guides are going down, not up. So it's like, I just don't see the... I could, but it would take a lot of time. Final boss was banned. He was banned off Twitch for sexually assaulting multiple... I think there was a sexual assault of one woman where he described it as... What was the term? Non-consensual wandering hands? Some bullshit like that, like the most insane thing you've ever heard. And then there was a pretty credible accusation of him stalking some other woman. So yeah, he got banned off Twitch. That guy was the weirdest motherfucker I've ever met in person. Your list is 23 Floodgate and EU LFG. That's based. Yeah, that guy was weird. Who? Final Boss Television. Adam K, aka Bay. Host of WoW's #1 in-game rating show, Final Boss TV. Drados and I talk whenever he got banned, Drados and I started considering, or I don't know if it was, I don't know about considering. I joked about naming or calling Titanforge WoW's #1 in-game rating show, like just after that guy got banned, because then that guy was just gone. But I was like, that's probably too, that's probably too tongue-in-cheek. You know, that guy's a fucking weirdo. That guy gave me terrible vibes. Like, I met that guy in person at multiple Race to World Firsts, and he just gave me the worst fucking vibes of all time. Like, it was really strange. I am genuinely a terrible judge of character. Like, awful. And that guy gave me the worst fucking vibes. Shut up. Dude, I thought it would have been a good bit, but I was like, you know what? This is maybe a little bit too much. Non-consensual water. It is like, it's like it was like the most insane shit I've ever read. Whenever I read it, I was just like, what the fuck am I reading? No. That's Fat Boss. That's a different guy. It's a very different guy. Alex and Bay are very different people. Alex is like some British guy who loves World of Warcraft. Who works in construction as his full-time job and just casts the Race to World First for the vibes. Yeah, very, very different. The first time I met Alex from Fat Boss, I was like fangirling that guy. That guy's cool. Which is Final Boss? Some guy from that was only relevant up until 2019? Where then he got banned off Twitch for being a fucking weirdo. Just be normal. Like, No, there's no such thing as non-consensual wandering hands. That's not a thing. Like, that's not a thing. So that's what happened to that guy? Yeah, that guy just disappeared. Yeah, he basically got interviews with, like, the Race World First guilds in early WoD and MoP whenever the Race World First wasn't, like, televised or anything like that. And then would just get, like, interviews with them and just talk to them about, you know, what happened with the race, effectively. The one that Preach did videos with? Yeah.
Look around. There's treasure here.
I think Preach was kind of fucked up whenever those accusations ended up coming out about Bay. Bay's like, he was like, dude, that guy met my family. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Let's have a quick sit down to recover.
Certainly like a week ago. Yeah, he did deep dive spec talks at the beginning of expansion too. But yeah, no, that guy was... So I casted 2 Race World Firsts with him, and he was fucking weird both times. Like, he got, like, handsy with some girl, like, in public.
Well met.
This isn't, like, the weirdest thing, but, it's not, like, the worst thing ever. But it's, like, dude, at the Red Bull venue where we're supposed to be there, like, working and casting Race World First, he's getting, like, handsy with some girl. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? And then he made a weird comment to me about having him... like, we shared an Airbnb. Like, me, him, and Sour shared an Airbnb, and he made some weird comment about there being a mirror in my room. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was, like, something about looking at myself naked in the mirror at night or something. I was like, what the... I can't remember exactly what he said, but I remember he just, like, put me off so hard, and I didn't say anything. I was like, he walked by my room, he said that to me. I literally didn't speak back to him, and then he just walked off, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? That's fucking weird. This guy's fucking weird. I'm just like... That guy was a fucking weirdo. Like, I'm telling you, I have a terrible judge of character. That guy was the strangest person I've ever met. Did you invite him in? Absolutely fucking not. I'm not inviting him to shit. Yeah, I didn't really know him. Yeah, this is like odd. So this is like the first time I've ever met him. And then Elvine, oh my fucking god, I was pissed. I was pissed about this. This is like the first time I'm casting, and our talent lineup is like hotted. God bless that guy, but like that guy's not built to be a caster. Final Boss TV, Sours, Rich Campbell, and Preach. So some people are good, and I'm like, anytime I have to cast with Hotted, for some reason it's just myself and Hotted, and he doesn't know fuck all about WoW. I'm just gonna be honest. He doesn't know anything about WoW. Not built to cast the Race World First at all. So I'm basically spending like a 3-hour block, effectively solo casting, which like whatever. And then the 3-hour block after that, or actually no, we did 4-hour blocks at that point. And the 4-hour block after that, Elvine got caught in a sting operation trying to meet up with underage children. I don't really know who Elvine is, I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't really know what his relationship with Blizzard or content creators really are, but apparently he's, like, known in the WoW community. You guys might know more about him than me. But he got caught in a sting operation trying to meet up with an underage child and got fucking arrested. And Bay, literally during this 4-hour block, apparently good friends with Elvine, just doesn't say anything for 4 fucking hours, and I'm just like solo casting 2 blocks back to back, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? I literally felt like I was in purgatory, and I was casting 12-hour days. That was the worst shit ever. Let me just say, that was the worst fucking shit that's ever happened. Who do you hang out with? Never meet your heroes. Never meet your heroes. Did you get overtime? No, man, I didn't fucking get shit. In fact, I was getting 120 GBP a day, and I was casting 12-hour days. Then, and I was just like, that was for the love of the fucking game right there. And then I cast the next race world first, and I was getting 200 GBP a day for again 12-hour days of casting. I don't know how the fuck this happened. Not like right now where, you know, I'll largely cast like 7 or 8 hours a day. Those two races, Bod and Eternal Palace, I was dead ass casting 12-hour days, like, which is crazy. And then Method like fucked me really, really hard during the Eternal Palace race financially. Like, obviously they're just self-centered fucking scumbags. It's like that entire org is just self-centered scumbags. Some of the people actually interacted with in that org are actually pretty reasonable, but the top management, I believe, are just fucking awful people. I was fucking out of there after Eternal Palace. I was like, this shit sucks. These people are the worst people ever. McDonald's caster fuck. I was making lower than minimum wage casting the race. Oh shit, that was good. I didn't know how fucked I was getting until I started casting the MD. I got really lucky, but because of all the hard work I did casting the race world first, I got afforded the opportunity to cast the MDI, and then I realized what real casters made, because I had the opportunity to talk to Sloot and Nagura and Jack, and I was like, and when I realized I was getting fucked, I was like, wait a second. Yeah, thank you for the gifted subs. Yeah, thank you for the gifted subs.
We are the seekers of light. The flame burns for all of us.
It was, dude, that was a wild time. Oh shit. And then God, what happened? I remember they were trying to hire an editor. Method was trying to hire an editor around the time that I knew. I'm not gonna say names. I don't think he cares about this at this point, but I'm not gonna say names. And I don't know if you guys remember this guy's name, Pleb Central. So he was like, I think the lead of their content team is kind of my understanding. And the person that was hiring or applying for the position at Method, they asked him what rate he was looking for this work, and he quoted them a rate, and then they quoted him like half that, and then told him that honestly he should be grateful that they're even offering him a job, and that some people would work for free if they were given that position, and that guy told them to fuck off. I remember, dude, there was so much shit like that happened behind the scenes around that point. I fucking cannot stand the upper management of Method. They are fucking awful. God. Sign up for healthy employer. You should be thankful to work for me. Jesus, you should be thankful to have a job. Oh fuck. Esports is jank. Esports is really jank. There's a lot of people who, like, I think they undervalue how much they're worth too, because they want so desperately to be able to like break into esports, which I understand. But so then they end up taking like really shitty jobs and work for free. That's what I did too, but it's mostly because I didn't realize that I was getting screwed.
I understand.
I get to talk about World of Warcraft and I get paid like for free. That's kind of my thought process. And now that I'm like much older, I now understand why that was completely grief. Casting for Method? I will not be casting for Method. I will never be casting for Method ever again. The Method Josh times? Yeah. I remember I was casting the Eternal Palace raid and the Kotaku article came out that he was grooming children happened. And then Method just kind of like swept all that shit under the rug. I forgot about that. And then he got banned on Twitch, like during the Eternal Palace Race to World First. That was some fucking crazy shit. I don't really know why that didn't like send me like major red flags. The process of elimination. All the other casters got arrested or outed, so you're the only one left with the experience. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Cassie next year? I hope so. That was crazy. The craziest part about the Josh getting banned on Twitch thing, like, I never really understood it at the time, but SCO was trying to move heaven and earth to get Josh unbanned on Twitch, like messaging reps and a bunch of different stuff. And Twitch was just like absolutely fucking not. And then, so Method partnered with Douyu for, I don't remember. I think it was just like a very short period of time. And they would have people streaming on the Method Douyu account. And Josh was just like perma streaming on the fucking Method Douyu account. I remember that. Yeah. It makes me wonder what Twitch had. Or like, because I think apparently it was like known by Method management, like all the stuff that was happening. But yeah. Hey, here's the thing. You said that about Echo. I'm gonna, you know, not to necessarily defend them here because I don't know like the truth of all of it, but there were many recorded accounts of people emailing upper management in Method, right? Like, you have to separate the guild from the upper management, right? There are many accounts of people message or emailing people from upper management of Method saying, "Yo, this is happening," in relationship to what was happening with Josh. And so, like, it's not, I would say it's not on the Raiders, but like realistically, I mean, that's your fucking employer is supposed to be the person that's handling this, right? They have a duty to be able to handle. They have the duty to be able to handle this. Like, if anything, like if the Raider is told something, the Raider's supposed to push that towards upper management, and management's supposed to make a decision. It's not all fucking. You're just like, dude, I just work. Pretty sure Josh would talk to girls via Twitch DMs. Oh, I wonder if that's why he got caught, or that's how he got caught, rather, not why he got caught. That was weird. The craziest shit is that it was like all public too. Like, I thought it was a bit. I think that a lot of people actually thought it was just an ongoing bit. But nobody ever stopped to think, man, is this public? The craziest part too is like, there was like 4 or 5 people who emailed Method and were like, "Yo, this is happening," and then they're all just like, "Do you have proof?" And they'll send screenshots and be like, "Do you have like real proof? Go." When's the caster drama video coming out? There's no caster drama video. I've just aired all of it. I've just aired all of the drama that I know of. Actually, I haven't talked about Rich Campbell yet. Holy shit. I'm still waiting for his response.
I have
I mean, he tweeted out that he was going to make a response, but, like, I haven't seen it yet. Like, I'm still patiently waiting. I've read the statements that are made against me today. I will share my side of the story, but need some time to collect my thoughts. OTK has requested that I resign from my position. I've agreed. I'll make an update soon. You know, it's been, you know, it's been 2.5 years, and he's gonna soon make this update. He's collecting his thoughts. Apparently he's in a lawsuit. I actually saw something about this recently. He's litigating it. He's suing the girl who made the accusations of him raping her. They're continuing to push through court. It's a shame because he was such an insane creator. Yeah. People asked me after the fact, did you know that Rich Campbell was going to be like this? And the answer was most certainly no. I knew that he was incredibly, like, openly, like, kind of sexual with people, and a bit of a cokehead. But, like, I didn't expect any of the other shit. Wasn't the raid leader of Echo part of upper management? No, that's not true. None of them worked for Method. They were just, like, players in the guild. Probably not saying anything until after his suit. Drama? Well, it's a good fucking team. But yeah, no, Rich was... I'm gonna say, I think he was genuinely one of the best people to cast with. Like, he was the easiest person to ever cast with. Absolutely fucking psychotic. But, like, he was, like Farfa said, he was an insane creator. Like, I thought he was a fantastic creator. Wild guy. The craziest part, too, is he was very similar to his stream persona in real life. And I think that was the weird part.
Excavating here might be dangerous, but unraveling the
Is it certain that Rich Campbell did shit?
Titan's designs is crucial.
I guess nothing in life is certain. I guess it's not. Jeeth, I don't know. I know nothing about Jeeth. I got no. Most people, like, you got no. Like, I don't know really much about them beyond, like, my professional relationship. Here's the thing too, is, like, most of these people, like, they're just gamers, right? We just kind of fucking hang out. We don't really do anything. I wouldn't know anything. Those likes to jump to conclusions. Like to jump to conclusions about what specifically in relationship to that? Just a bit of a cokehead. Did he admit it to other OTK members? I don't know. Let's all give Rich another 2.5 years. Yeah, let's not be hasty here. He's going through a tough lawsuit. They pushed back the testing. Like you did with Zaylee, where there's no proof, might be, might not be. I want Gromnak to cast like he did in Amir. So, dude, why did Gromnak not get asked to cast again? Woke. Because it was weird because I remember Kana I mean, I understand why he wouldn't get asked to cast again, but like, it's not like Gromnak. This is like some new version of Gromnak. Like, and Gromnak was talking to Kina about casting at the Race to World first, and Gromnak was like, I worry that my personality's not going to work super well on broadcast and blah, blah, blah. And then Kana's like, no, 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 don't worry about any of that shit. We want you to just be yourself on broadcast. Don't worry about any of the rest of that stuff. And then Gromnak showed up, was exactly who they expected him to be, and they were like, you know what, we don't want this. So I was just a little bit surprised that they didn't ask him to cast again. Nagura's back on Echo casting, I see. Dude, yeah. I think it was a little bit of a shame that Nagura wasn't casting last race. That's a trap. You don't need to be somebody else. Just be exactly who you are. They set him up. Yeah, that was kind of fucked up. I think it's like I don't think they reckon. I suspect that they didn't realize what they were getting themselves into when hiring Gromnak. Very unprofessional for method. Well, I mean they stuck to their end of the deal, right? They hired him for one race, and then they were like, you know what? Maybe we don't want this, and they just didn't hire him again. There's no loyalty. Let me just say right now, there's absolutely zero fucking loyalty in esports. As much as I would love for there to be loyalty in esports, there is no fucking loyalty in this shit, in this business. Let me... So... There's also not much loyalty in consultancy work. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Look after yourself always. But I think that here with esports as well, like, what you have to recognize is that there's always somebody who could be looking to replace you. Health X Liquid. Dude, I fucking would... No, there's no Liquid drama. I would love to be signed to Liquid, personally. If they're looking to sign a content creator, please God sign me. Big fan. But you're not employed by these people. You're an independent contractor, so they have no loyalty to you. So... And just, like, things can change just like at the snap of a finger, so you just have to always be looking out for yourself. Can't breach contracts with sense, sorry. Yeah. That's why ideally I want to like start diversifying my income a little bit further. Didn't Liquid just have to ditch their AWC team? Well, their AWC team might not have been making the money. The Race Roll first, I think is like break even. And I think if it's, from my understanding, from what I've heard, it's break even. I don't know this to necessarily be true. I'm not looking at their fucking books. But hypothetically, if it is break even, let's say, or making a little bit of money, that's like perfect, right? Because you're getting insane watch hours, and you're able to sell the watch hours to sponsors. Which is there's value in that, right? Whereas with the AWC team, yeah, that's just basically you're throwing money. Max said it makes money. Okay, so it probably makes a little bit of money then. If Max said it makes money, then I trust what he's saying on that. It's really easy to lose a lot of fucking money with Race Roll First. Is Race Roll First making money? Well, whenever Race Roll First is happening, it's normally the largest event on Twitch for that like 2 to 3 week period. So if that's not profitable, then there's something fucking wrong, right? Absolutely need to diversify as a content creator, TBH. Yeah, that's why I'm saving every dollar I can, and yeah, just try to save every dollar I can. I do worry that like long term this isn't going to work out, but you know, I'll figure it out. that's a problem for future me. Got to keep grinding. Merch soon? I don't know about merch. Maybe. Make Yu-Gi-Oh content? Oh shit. You know what? My career is gonna get revived with the League of Legends, the Riot MMO. It's gonna be coming out soon. I know that they've said soon for the last 7 years, but the Riot MMO, similar to the Rich Campbell post, it's soon. What are your thoughts on that THD guy? What a strange guy at the race. Love that guy. One of the few players that I actually talk to regularly at the race. Bench merch? Oh shit. He said it should come out before 2030. I'm pretty sure they originally said it was going to come out before 2024. Now we're halfway through 2025, and that shit is not close. They haven't announced fuck all. I play at 1440, yeah. THD is exactly the same person that you see on stream. There's no difference. He's got good Azerite takes. That's right. Not trying to be. THD is just unapologetically himself. THD loves just salt of the earth gamer. Just loves the game. This is a details plugin. Loves the game. Time at 12. Dude, you know what's funny is shit about THD? The moment... What's your favorite streaming platform? I wish YouTube was a better streaming platform. Like, genuinely, I wish YouTube had very, very viewership. I think it's actually a better streaming platform, but I think Twitch is where all the audience is, so of course that's better in that regard. The moment that the end boss of any tier dies, Dratnos walks up to THD and has got this big grin on his face. He goes, "Yo, THD, can I get your guys' weak aura?" Every single tier. And THD just passes them over. It's so fucking funny. Travis is out there conducting a deal. All YouTube needs is to make a better user interface for streamers. Yeah. I think I will say I think that it's difficult to get people to migrate off of Twitch, just generally speaking, because Twitch is so heavily integrated with what like gaming culture kind of is. And WoW is like WoW is like the OG streamed game, right? You think of like the legacy of what Justin TV and Twitch were. That's like a lot. There's a lot of WoW creators, right? At the beginning of that. I think that YouTube is like, in a better platform. But I think it's worse for like. It's worse because the community is not the same, if that makes sense. THC just boots up Lost Ark of the World. Dude, that guy gets to the venue every morning early so he can do Lost Ark dailies before the race starts. Is that not just the funniest shit ever, too? That guy's in the studio. He's the first raider in the studio every single morning so he can have time for his Lost Ark dailies. Why is YouTube better? I think first off, I think the video player is just... I think the video player is better. I think the quality is better. It doesn't do this bullshit where Twitch is buffering. And I think the VODs are better. I think just as a platform, it is better. Yeah, well, okay, I think that YouTube is... I think YouTube like sucks to live stream on, but the tech is much better. The problem is, like, as it turns out, tech doesn't matter on your platform if nobody watches live streams on it. So, Goat Yu-Gi-Oh looks so fucking fun to play. Dude, I would play Edison. I think Edison is sweet because Goat Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, you get one or two card combos. Edison is where things actually start to like matter, where you actually will combo off. Opens like 4 1-ofs against you. That's good. Listen, they did that in the anime. It's not my fault that they'll open Graceful Charity into Pot of Greed. Like, what the fuck was I? You know what? GG. Listen, in Advanced, they're opening Ash Blossom into Droll, and it's over anyways. Already lost anyways. The game sucks. But you call me a weeb, but you're yapping about Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, oh yeah, that game was sick. Until they created pendulums and made you not be able to draw on first turn. Then that game started sucking. Game really went downhill after Dragon Rulers. I actually think links are interesting, but yeah, pendulums. I don't really understand pendulums. That shit's as well as speaking a foreign language. I barely understand Edison. I think I think if you played it for a little bit, it'd be easy to understand. It's nice because it's not like so slow, but it's slow enough to where you can actually like. I think the issue that I have with Advanced or like modern Yu-Gi-Oh is like it's too fast. I was talking to Fargo about this the other day. I think it's just way too fast. The way that you're comboing off and stuff like that is just like a little bit too much for me. So it's like those older formats are a lot more appealing because it's less power corrupt, right? You're not doing like a fucking 15 card combo. It's kind of like the difference between like classic WoW and retail, right? Where you'll have people log on and play, you know, vanilla, and you know, vanilla is nice for some reasons, right? Because it's like, you know, slow, it's more community based, you know, it's about the experience, about the journey. Whereas retail, it's like fucking end game content. Sit in Dornagal, queue for dungeon again, decline, accepted, hold on. You fucking a little bit different. You better have your combo tier 1 or hand trap or you lose. Yeah, hand traps are, from my, I don't really know this to be certain. From my understanding, hand traps are an integral part of what modern Yu-Gi-Oh is, because there's so many negates in the game. If you let your opponent combo off unimpeded, then you just lose the fucking game. That's my understanding. You play like 15 to 20 hand traps, so it's naturally you interact with your opponent. Yeah, exactly. I actually don't think hand traps are particularly great. Like, this is the reason that this is another reason I don't like the advanced format, right? The modern format is because I don't think that hand traps are like particularly. I understand why they exist, but I don't think they're particularly great gameplay. And the fact that traps just as a whole got completely power crept out of the game, that to me seems super strange. Yeah, I mean, obviously, don't really matter. All right, they turn on these motherfucking servers. I want to do this new dungeon. Effect Veiler. What's that other stupid? Called by the Grave. This is one of the dumbest cards I've ever seen, too. I know this isn't a Yu-Gi-Oh stream. This is genuinely one of the dumbest fucking cards. Imagine you're trying to have some interactivity with your opponent's turn. You fucking slam down hand trap, and they just fucking hit you with a Call by the Grave. And you're just like, this game is so dog shit. Fuck that card, dude. That card. Yeah, that card is awful. The alternate universe of Tettle's the Yu-Gi-Oh streamer, Dranos the MTG streamer, and Growl the poker streamer is real. Holy shit. Dude, I actually played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh up until probably 2012, maybe. Yeah, it must have been like 2012, something like that. And then it's just like I fell out of favor with it. And then I started watching a lot more Yu-Gi-Oh content like 2024, probably like middle of 2024. And like I just like I think Master Duel is like very interesting, but I think that like what the game has evolved into, like how it power corrupt, is just like not as interesting to me. Like if they had like a slower, if they had like slower formats on Master Duel, I think I'd probably be more inclined to play like casually. I think Growl used to play like online poker. Growl used to be a Growl's full-time occupation used to be a poker player. Cersei Circlet, some gyms are showing 0 stats such as Wind Singers. What do you mean? Circlet been nerfed? No. Circlet hasn't been nerfed. The wins? What do you mean? Poker Pro? Yeah. Then he made, and then he, like all the other poker pros, made a bunch of money off crypto, is my understanding. Yeah, that guy fucks around with like that guy's got poker chips that he's shuffling in the background while podcasting sometimes. Oh, I don't really know anything about it showing up as 0 stat. That's... Oh, weird. That's weird. But yeah, my favorite alt game is TFT. Teamfight Tactics, that game. Now that's a game. Holy shit. I don't get addicted to many things as much as I get addicted to a good TFT set. Holy shit. That's like a good TFT set. That's like 600 game territory for me. And I'll grind out Grandmaster. Shit, that game. That's a video game. Holy fuck. Just slam out 600 games in like 4 weeks. Guys, are these servers not coming up? It might be fucked. I'll give it another like 30 minutes. If the servers don't come up, then we might just be back tomorrow to do the dungeon. See the dungeon a few times. PTR. Happens sometimes. So many decks are just 30 URs, and it's like, bro, what the fuck? Is it that expensive to play Master Duel? Like say I wanted to play like Light Sworns or something like that. Like, I guess it would have to have an Edison format for me to actually care. Yeah, maybe not.
Fucking Tettles. Fuck that guy.
Adge take my prime radio station.
Yo, what's up, Chrisms? Welcome back. Thank you for the reset, bud. That's cheap as fuck if you don't burn your gems on nothing. Alright, I need them, since they're ruining Edison, I need them to actually put it on Master Duel now. It's good, that's good. Maybe I'll play. 3 blue eyes. I don't even know what the tier 1 decks are now. Because Ryzeal and Malice got hit in a ban wave, I think, recently, from my understanding, but... It's gonna be Blue Eyes, actually, unironically. When I played the Goat event, I got a fuck ton of gems. Dude, Goat is sweet. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a good game. Yeah, I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is sweet. I do think their pricing structure for it at a competitive level is insulting. It's insulting. There's some funny shit. They actually don't give out prize money. They actually don't give out prize money whenever they're for their competitive events. Instead, they give out items. Like if you get like top 32, they'll give you like a play mat. You're just like, what the fuck? If you get top 16, they'll give you like card protectors. And then if you get top 8, they'll give you a Nintendo Switch. They give you get like top 4, you get like a prize card. And so your job as like a full-time Yu-Gi-Oh player, you have to have like a side hustle of being like a salesman where you're like selling fucking cards on the side. You're just out here like listing cards on TCG Player. And then you gotta go Facebook Marketplace and start selling off your Nintendo Switch. Like, what the fuck is... Why don't they just give them cash? Like, what the fuck is this? Please, man, give them money. Oh, shit. I tried to get title for the first time this season. Nobody believes in me. Can you? I believe. It's going to be a lot of hours. There's a lot of time that's going to... And there's a lot of noobs that are going to get in your way, but I believe that you can do it. Imagine winning the MDI and you just have to go home and then you're like selling the TCG mount. Like they give you the TCG mounts. Like this is like the equivalent. They're giving you like some of the exclusive TCG mounts and then you have to go home and like sell them after winning the MDI. Just like, what the fuck? I'd be so pissed. I mean, it's just like disrespectful. I just have to hustle. You just have to hustle. How much was his mouth? I don't know. Probably 2 or 3 grand per. Oh fuck. Oh, okay, maybe less. Oh shit, so fucking funny. I'd just be pissed. You've got, like, it's just so strange to me that you have to like, it's the competitive tournament and you're just like, you go home and you have to hustle and you have to like sell cards, where the market is so narrow too. A couple 1,000 card deck. Oh, that was with the grass, right? Grass is greener or whatever. Or was that a... No, that's a different story. The couple 1,000 card deck guy was trying to get rules changed, wasn't he? Yeah, oh, put legal limit deck size. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, now it's like 60. Why would you not go to another card game if you could? I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is actually a cool card game. Like, Also, it's the same reason that World of Warcraft players don't go to Final Fantasy, even though Final Fantasy is an objectively better game. It's because we all have brain rot and sunk cost fallacy. We can't give up on what we've actually been playing since our childhood, so why the fuck would we go to a different game that's better whenever we spent all of our time getting decent at this game just to only have one good thing that we're good at in life, and it's this stupid-ass video game. Yeah, I didn't ask me to attack. This Final Fantasy rating compared to WoW rating, I'm pretty sure it's better. Projection, Your Honor. If it doesn't have Mythic Plus, I don't want it. Fair enough. It's better by miles. Yeah, I think most people tend to agree that it's just better. Their rating is better. But then you have to deal with people who play Final Fantasy. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm converting. I'm thinking about it a little bit more. Final Fantasy people are like loyalists, and they love to love their game. And for some reason, it's your God-given right as a World of Warcraft player to just fucking hate the game. Dude, I raid with the Stints. If you guys see him in chat, he's like the #1 hate watcher. That guy does like savages and stuff like that in Final Fantasy. That guy plays Final Fantasy in between like WoW seasons, whenever he's not playing WoW that much. Yeah, they described it as like kill Jaden riding not or some shit. It took them like 900 pulls or some shit. He raids with at least 4 giga noobs in Final Fantasy, at least minimum. Evade I think was like day rating Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy raid, the most recent one whenever it came out a couple months ago. Guys, this is fucked. Yeah, you guys need weak auras. Growing up is not... We don't have enough time to play multiple games. Oh my god. And taxes? Holy shit, taxes. Where? Alright. You know what? I'm out of here. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do the dungeon tomorrow. These servers are not coming up. I wouldn't be shocked if these servers don't come up at all today. The writing is on the wall that these servers aren't coming up for a hot minute. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do Echo Del Maldani tomorrow. I'll see you guys later.